Are interracial relationships the key to happy relationships? Grab your stick, grab your drink, and let's get into this thing right now. Uh, yeah. It's your boy JD, live and direct to you. You know what it is. Come on and join in. Ha. What up? It's your boy JB coming at you live and direct, and you know what it is. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff. Y'all know y'all can find me on Instagram at the Real Cigar Jeff, on Facebook at Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast, and of course you're on YouTube, man. So go ahead, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notification, so y'all can get these bangers every time we drop them. We doing double duty. We done gave y'all the Thanksgiving Day banger. Now we giving y'all the Black Friday banger. We know you're gonna be around family. We giving y'all these topics. We gonna help guide the discussion. The topic today is a hot one, and I got to bring my people back. Let me introduce my panel real quick so we can get into this thing. Y'all know the People's Champ is back in the building. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Tell y'all where y'all can find him on the socials and what he's sipping on and what he's smoking on.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy TL Clayton. You can find me on Instagram at TL Clayton #1. I'm on Patreon, The Joke I Didn't Tell. Tonight, I brought my buddy back, the Buffalo Trace. We're doing that tonight.
Got that B Trace. Got the
and
B
I
Trace.
got a Romeo and Julieta. This is the 1875 stick.
1875 Reserve. Okay.
Yeah.
Step your game up, bro. How can you hate? You stepping your game up. I appreciate you coming back on, bro. Two times this week, guys. I got to start paying them at some point.
And let me just say, I do enjoy this little Black Friday segment. If anyone's in there waiting in line, they can just put on the podcast. You know,
it is on audio. It is on audio on Spotify.
For that hour or so you wait, you got in line. You might as well
while you waiting to get that $5 flat screen, guys, at Best Buy. Go ahead and put it on. We on Spotify too. Yeah, TLC, appreciate you coming on, brother.
Appreciate it.
Oh, my bad. I got to turn the volume up. My bad. There you go, TLC. You got your own, bro. It 2 times. It just fizzled out. I ain't know it did that. Interesting. Just like your points. Man, y'all know who I got next. In the building, my A1 from day one. I'm going to let her introduce herself. Tell y'all what she's sipping on and where y'all can find her on the socials.
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's good to be back for the second time this week. Taking advantage of the Black Friday deals. It's your girl, Ronda. You can find me on IG at RMBLMBT. I'm keeping it simple tonight. Hope I don't choke out. But I'm sipping on this On the Rocks jalapeno pineapple margarita.
Put it in the camera, Ronda. Put it in the camera. Bring it over a little bit more so everybody can see. There you go. Okay. Spicy pineapple margarita. I like it.
Yeah, here it is, poured over some crushed ice.
Is that Sonic ice?
No, I wish. But that's what I'm sipping on tonight. Back to you, JB.
Man, where can they find you where can they find you on the socials?
I said, RMB, LMBT.
Okay, my bad. I ain't hear that. Yeah, I got caught up in the On the Rocks, man. Appreciate you coming back on, right? You know I always mean that from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. Absolutely. You know, it's good to have an ally on the podcast. Yes, Lord. Appreciate that. Always good when family is actually family. Right? It's always good. Glad to have you on, Ronda. Y'all know I'm easy tonight, man. I figured I wanted to get into this thing. So I just bought out my New World, AJ Fernandez. And y'all can see the drink, man, over the rocks. I went ahead and bought back my Gentleman Jack. Tonight. Had the High West on the holiday edition. So I decided not to do that 2 times in a row. I went ahead and bought my Gentleman Jack. Got a long day. This week might be easy for some, but it's packed full for others. So, man, y'all, let's get into this thing. Is our interracial relationships the key to happy relationships? TLC, when you got this topic on this Black Friday, when you got this topic, what did you think, guys?
You know, when I'm out and about in town doing what I do.
When you going to Chili's?
I tend to just look around, see the people, see who's out and about. I do see a lot of interracial couples. I think it's more accepted now than it has been in the past. But I kind of was wondering, like, what is it about that interracial couple? Because they all seem happy when I see them. I don't see a lot of people who are in interracial relationships, no matter the race. I mean, black, white, Asian, Hispanic. I don't care what the interracial couple is. They all seem to be getting along pretty good. So I did have to think about it and say, what is it? What is it that makes that relationship work? Maybe. And I don't know for a fact, but what I've come up with is I think it's the component of acceptance and understanding up front. They've already accepted each other. There's some things they can't change. The race obviously is one of those things, and I think they're comfortable with that. But I think they're comfortable with the person they're with. They accept that person. They have a certain understanding of that person's needs, and I think maybe other races don't have that coming out the gate. Maybe that's what they're arguing and bickering. They're trying to change something about the other person.
Y'all get down in the comments. All of y'all same race couples, get down in the comments. Light him up.
Maybe I'm wrong.
That was a yes or no question, TLC. That was a yes or no question.
Oh, I thought you wanted to actual, stretch it out. You know what I'm saying? Put some input in it.
I need to know where you come from.
We're gonna have a 30-second podcast. Then I can just get my answer, but just based on what I've noticed, I think there's a certain amount of understanding with those relationships that maybe other relationships don't have.
Okay. All right. Ronda, when you got the podcast topic, what did you think?
Straight off the top of my head, no, I don't think that they're the key to happy relationships.
Okay.
To answer, I don't think that they're the key. Can they add a component of things? I think if you're in America and you're in an interracial relationship, I think it is probably could be one of the more challenging ones out of all of them. And I guess it depends on your traditions and how you were raised and whether or not you were told to don't you bring nobody.
People got told that, Ron?
Hey, I don't know. That's what I heard.
That's what you.
Word on the street. So, so no, do I think it's the key to happy relationships? Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay. Now, TLC, you already put your hand up. What you got to say before I even jump in here?
When Rhonda mentioned that, I was just thinking that I think that actually helps the relationship. The fact that people are maybe told up front, don't you bring nobody home, and they still talk to somebody, they're still in love with somebody. That goes back to that component I said of understanding and acceptance. They've already accepted in that relationship that there's other people outside of their relationship that don't agree with their opinions, and they've already tuned that out. You see what I'm saying? They're not dealing with a lot of people's outside opinions, so they've cut all that out. Whereas in maybe other relationships where people are the same race, they might be taking in all those opinions from other people and have to deal with it. That's
TLC has come prepared. TLC has come prepared for this. I'm gonna tell y'all like this. The
other podcast we did was the warm up for tonight. So
okay, you back now. You back now. Got your B Trace. Got your B Trace. You ain't doing that little wine that you bought. That had no name on the bottle. No, this ain't short for bottle. That thing just said wine. He got that thing. Man, y'all know me, brother. Y'all know me. I want to quantify my answer with this. The answer is yes. We're talking, are they happier? Like TLC said, we can only go by what we see externally. Are they happier? Yes. But why are they happy? We're talking about 2023. Okay? Let's not try to go back to when we were in our prime, dating and all that kind of stuff. Let's talk about 2023.
I'm still in my prime.
Oh, you are? What prime? What prime? The only prime you know is Amazon. And
go ahead.
Let that shipment not show up in 2 days and watch you go crazy. That's the only prime you know. But look, the reason why I'm going there, guys, for 2023, yes. For 1923, no. Why am I saying this, guys? Why is the key to a happy relationship in America or anywhere else you go into the country? The world has become a center-left world. Diversity, equity, inclusion, accepting, LGBTQ, all these things that are not as conservative as the world used to be is actually producing an environment for interracial couples to thrive, right? Progressive couples thrive. Conservative couples are under attack. Conservative couples are under attack, guys. That what you see conservative couples fighting over everything, right? It used to be that people who had a different type of relationship had to be the one on the ropes, had to be the one defending themselves, had to be the one justifying and explaining. 2023, you shocked to see you shocked to see a heterosexual couple, and you're shocked to see a same race couple. Okay, that's what's happening in 2023, Ronda. That's what I'm saying. Remember, the topic is it the key to happy relationship? We're not saying it's the best relationship or anything like that. What I like how TLC put it. When I see these people today, now back in the 90s, the 80s, and the 70s, those people had to hide. They didn't get to come to the same places because once you made that choice, right, Rhonda said, don't bring them to this house. So you knew you couldn't come to the house. We never see you at no functions unless you were by yourself. Well, now they're in the government, the system, the society, the culture is actually advocating for interracial relationships. So I think I'm agreeing with TLC when I say it's the key to a happy relationship. That's what I'm telling you, Ron. Now, I respect where you came from, Ron, but I'm talking about 2023. And like TLC said, I'm going by the external of what I see. All I know is I'm in a same race relationship, and people are shocked when they see that I'm in a same race relationship. They're even more shocked when the person I'm with shows up with me.
They're just shocked that someone can tolerate you. That's what they're shocked about.
TLC.
It ain't about the race.
Hey, I'm still the man now. I'm still the man. But see, y'all wondering, but at the end of the day, guys, y'all let's bring this thing to 2023. And I'm gonna tell you what really hurt traditional couples. COVID killed traditional couples. COVID killed it. Go ahead, Ronnie, jump in there.
Can you repeat that one more time for me?
I said COVID killed traditional couples. COVID killed traditional couples. The divorce rate shot up. Remember, when you're in a traditional relationship, it's hard for you to change anything no matter what the circumstances and situations are. You keep doing the same thing no matter what. An interracial relationship is just a progressive relationship, which means when things change, they change. Right? You saw the interracial couples out there walking. Right? The same race couples were out there saying, why can't we go outside? What's the meme you sent me, Ron? Remember that meme you sent me when COVID? I'm going to hit you with it. You sent me the funniest meme I ever got when they locked us down for COVID. What'd you say? That meme said, we can't leave or we can't go nowhere.
Oh, Lord.
Right? That was the funniest meme in COVID. We can't leave or we can't go nowhere. Which one is it?
But you know, like COVID shifted a lot of things, right? And so the reason why I don't believe it's the key to a happier relationship is because, first of all, how many interracial couples do y'all know personally and have interacted with them to see the dynamics? The ones I know, it just doesn't seem like that's what that is so happy. Now, do I believe that it is more acceptable now and okay now? Yeah, but I do believe that there's still a level of couples that would be attacked or harassed or whatever other word, that you could use for interracial couples.
Sorry, hit my computer. Go ahead, sorry.
You're fine. With interracial couples. I like that you can be in a diverse, relationship and have different backgrounds and things like that. But I do believe when you have a dynamic like that and you in certain family dynamics, I think it can be an issue and not necessarily a happier issue. It's just that, certain types of cultures don't like to be reserved when it comes to
in my culture, you mean what? Black.
We're talking about urban, please.
Urban.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot this is YouTube. In a city.
But
okay,
yeah,
sorry.
I just think like in certain settings, how many I'm gonna say black people, how many African Americans, if you bust in a game of spades, certain words gonna come out, right? You just in different dynamics. I can see how certain things.
You sitting on the big joke, eh?
Yeah. Let her get to that table. Let her or him get to that table and not know how to play spades.
She got into a spades.
Or like you listen to some rap or some type of music and it got certain words in it. Okay, now I gotta
And you
watch.
waiting to see if she want the clean version or the explicit version, right, Ron?
Yes, 9 times out of 10 they want the explicit, but want to lay it on the floor.
Ronnie, you making a good point. You making a good point. I want to stick a pin in that, and that's why I'm saying the interracial couple is happier. Now, with that being said, when somebody is happy, that means somebody else is miserable. Why are we doing this? Some of y'all couldn't come home to see your family for Thanksgiving because you're in an interracial relationship. And it works both ways, right?
Hey, but just because they couldn't go home, don't mean they're not happy.
Now they out there living. They living.
Happy as hell.
You thought you were punishing them by not letting them come to your house? They said sweet. That's the difference with an interracial couple, guys. You cut them off. They didn't already decided they don't want to be traditional. Okay? That's what makes they're not hurt by your exclusion. They have come into another way of thinking, and you think you punishing them by telling them, don't bring that person in my house. Okay, cool. We'll just go to Europe and spend Thanksgiving. What? Y'all where? Yeah, no, don't worry about it. We'll post it on social media.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's your... Guys, let me tell y'all this. I just came back from Orlando today. TLC, I promise I'll let you jump in there. All these people coming to Orlando for Thanksgiving. All these people. I thought it ain't that many families over in Orlando. Them jokers escaping family. They're escaping family, TLC. They're escaping tradition. We thought that Thanksgiving was about everybody gathering around giving thanks. We watched the Charlie Brown special. We doing all that stuff. It's Black Friday now, y'all. Now, for all of y'all who are in the traditional relationships, y'all gonna be eating turkey sandwiches, turkey casserole. Y'all warming up everything from yesterday. Interracial couples, they go on to the next restaurant. they ain't doing that. They didn't get the whole turkey. They went to a restaurant where it was prepared and all that stuff. TLC. I'm saying to you, Ronda, that you're absolutely right in the couples that you've met. What I've learned is how old the interracial couple is, and how young the interracial couple is going to determine their happiness as well. Now, TLC, you had your hand up. Jump in there. Let me know what you think.
It was two things. One, earlier you mentioned something about interracial couples not being conservative. But I didn't like that word conservative, because you do have people who are conservative couples who just happen to be interracial. But also, piggyback on what Ronda was talking about, when she goes out and about and sees people, I think about this myself, and I wrote this down because I was like, I'm mixed. I'm Black and Native American. That's just my background.
You are?
But
as yellow as you are? What?
There you go.
You've been Black this whole time. Man, let me end this podcast.
There you go, racially hating me. I'm gonna let you two know about that.
Man, I did not know you were Black this whole time.
But just me, I don't know if other people do this, so I don't mean to hit my microphone. When I go places, especially when I travel, I try to figure out like what type of city or town am I in. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, there's only like 4 or 5 categories for me at least of places that I visit. You have small towns, and I know when I go to small towns, there's nothing that changes there. You get the same people there, the same ideas, so I already know, like, okay, they're not going to be the most forward-thinking in this small town. I kind of know what to expect when I go to a small town. You've got college towns. That's the next type of town you can visit. A college town, they have young people always coming in. There's new ideas coming into that town, new people coming to that town, but they are young. You've got a military town. That's the third place I can go to. Military towns, of course, they got new people coming in all the time, which means they have new ideas, new perspectives coming in all the time. And the people there are probably going to be a little bit more disciplined just because it's a military area. Mm-hmm. You've got a tourist destination where people come in, but people go butt wild when they're in a tourist destination. They're not who they normally are. Whatever it is they have on their mind, in the back of their mind, is what you're going to see. So you need to expect that when you go to a tourist destination. And then the next thing, which is the last one, for me, is a metropolis, a big city. Someplace like Charlotte, New York, Atlanta,
Miami.
You have people who are like professional settings. They're forced to work and interact with different people it's a city, so they're going to meet different people. So I expect them to be more open and more understanding. And just based on where I'm at, kind of gives me a clue of what to expect when I go there. I already know as soon as I step foot in the city, like, okay, I kind of know how things are going to go down in the city. So I go to a small town, it's like, all right, there's a lot of unwritten rules here. It's a lot of traditions in this small town.
TLC, you're making a good point. If you get called, remember guys, and Hometown Hookup Edition always talks about relationships. And we always talk about it, the foundation of a relationship is work. I like what you said, TLC, when you go to the metropolis. If you living in a metropolis, it's because more than likely you work there. When you meet people there, hey man, what brought you to the city? Man, look, I work here. I just kind of stay here. It's home now. Very rarely do you meet people who were born there. Very rarely. I'm not saying that there are not people who were born there. Florida is a melting pot. When you meet somebody who was born in Florida, that's rare. Most people got shipped into Florida, right? So TLC, I like what you said, and I think Ronda brought up a good point. I think Ronda brought up a good point with what she was saying. TLC, you just brought up a good point with what you were saying. And the reason why we titled this Happy, right? Because neither one of us are in an interracial relationship. If you miserable and you in an interracial relationship, get down in the comments and tell us what makes being in an interracial relationship miserable, or what makes it, if you're in an interracial relationship and it's happy, tell us what you're doing.
Well, we gotta know if it's because of the interrelationship part. Don't just tell us you ain't happy. Your relationship.
Yeah. Tell. Now here's the funny thing, guys. How are your kids dealing with it? Right? Now TLC let y'all know he's black and Native American, right? TLC, did you notice anything different growing up, or did people just think you were light skinned?
It's funny you should mention that, because growing up, I grew up around a black and Native American community.
I thought you were about to say something else.
It was a small town. Everybody knew everybody. I was actually related to most people in the town. So I didn't really notice any difference, really, until I came to college. And kind of like what Ronda was saying about the spades games and things like that. When I came to college, I'd be hanging out with people and I'd be talking to people. And they'd always want to know, like, what my background is. What do you mean? And I was always wondering, like, why do they want to know what... But then it hit me. They need to figure out what I'm at, what I am, so they can know what kind of conversation they can have around me.
Absolutely.
Because, people have two different conversations.
Absolutely.
And before they go wild at the spades game, they're like, "Oh, okay, what's your background? Your makeup?
What's the racial epithet for Native Americans? So when I drop this big joker, I know it's
no. Exactly.
No.
And it was like, wow.
No, sir.
It was like when I was growing up, nobody seemed to care what I want, my racial background. But then again, I'm from a small town. That's why some of small towns.
TLC, you gotta tell them though. TLC, you gotta tell them though. The reason nobody mess with you, man, give them your background, man. Mama a nurse, daddy a doctor, grandfather owned it. So y'all were the man in the small town.
It's a small town,
and then it fell off. Go ahead, tell them.
Everybody knows everybody anyway in the small town.
Yes, but y'all were different. Y'all were different, TLC.
No, everybody knows who you are when you grew up. Everybody knows who you are when you grew up.
TLC,
everybody.
Stop being humble, bro. Stop being humble. The Clayton name means something in northeastern North Carolina. The Clayton name means something.
But the Barnes name means something.
The Barnes name means a lot now. Y'all, if y'all, go to Garrisburg, and you can get in any place you want to get into. Well, not mentioning my name, but mention Ronda name or PB name.
Oh Lord.
But again, it goes back to that thing where it's like, okay, people don't know what type of conversation to have around you. So,
but stop right there, though, guys. Stop right there, because TLC, you making a good point. Ronda, I'm still stuck on your point too, right? I'm still stuck on your point too, because I think Ronda made a good point of how long they've been in a relationship, when they've started it, and guys, we were talking in terms of happy, because y'all at Thanksgiving, it's the Black Friday thing, so all the emotion is back, right? We done the Thanksgiving thing. Who's happy? Who's not happy? Whose marriage is in trouble? What kid is acting up? All these conversations you have around Thanksgiving. Everybody's looking at social media. Who don't like each other? This is an emotional holiday. And I think TLC makes a good point, because when he got to NC State, when I first met TLC, I just thought he was very light-skinned. Then I learned the background. Okay, that makes sense. So, but what's the rule back then? If you one drop of black, you black.
Right.
So I gotta treat him like he's black. right? The only reason I can treat him like he's black because I don't know how to treat a Native American back then in 1994, right? And so one of the things you guys are going to see is we're talking about happy. So in Risk Garke, I got you in the chat. And one of the things she just brought up is it's different for a black woman in interracial relationships than it is for a black man. Now, one of the things, guys, when we talk about happy versus unhappy, I think we got to look at that from a female perspective and a male perspective, right? The guys I speak to, I'm gonna tell y'all like this, and again, this is just my opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. We don't have a problem with interracial relationships. We don't have a problem with same race relationships, homosexual relationships, heterosexual relationships. What I see right now when a woman is in an interracial relationship, what I've typically seen is, like TLC said, went to college, decided to do something completely different than what their family was. Okay, went to college, met somebody who was different than the stereotype she had been raised that a person was. The male is going for a different race because he's looking for something that just provides him peace compared to what he knew growing up. That's how I'm gonna tag it. Rhonda, jump in there. Let me know what you think about that statement I just made from the female and male perspective. And don't call me corny. Please don't call me corny or weird. Y'all get down in the comments.
I don't think any guy in college is looking for a woman with peace. Maybe a piece of tail, but not peace.
Man, look, man, we on you.
For his
Right, about to get me kicked off again. Right, about to get me.
They don't know that a piece of tail could be anything. So no, I don't think at that age. Maybe if you were talking about someone older or something like that. I do believe that it is different for women. I agree with the real cigar K with that, because when you see people out in the street, and I think if you're a black woman and you're with a white man, I think you're perceived differently. But I do think it's more acceptable for a black man to have someone of a different race, whether that's white, Puerto Rican, like any of the other ethnic backgrounds. But for women to do it, it's almost like it's a betrayal. And it's not. It's just that she wants to find her happiness too. But people take it up to here with that. But if that man of a different race can treat you well, it's no different than what we talked about the other day with the passport bros. Do you, boo? Do what you got to do.
I gotta be honest, Rhonda. I'm gonna let TLC jump in there. Every woman I've seen in an interracial relationship, I've never seen her mad. Always smiling. Right next to him. Every woman, whether she's white with a black person, black with a white person, any other race, guys, if that female is with somebody of a different race, I ain't never seen her look unhappy. You don't never see him you don't never see her lashing out at him. You don't never see him giving that look. I'm just talking about when I'm in public places. You in that interracial, if you're a female in an interracial relationship, let me know if y'all had the same challenges. Because from what I see, when I see a woman with a different a different race, when it chose their man, I don't see any spite. I don't see tired of it. I don't see any of that. Remember, guys, what did I say in the beginning? These interracial couples, what's making them happy, in my opinion, they don't have to deal with this tradition and all these rules that's been passed down where we do this and we do that. No, they operating on a different system. So all that anger and all that frustration we deal with, right? Tell a same-sex couple, you putting your kid in swimming class. Now go tell an interracial couple you putting your kid in swimming class. Same-sex couple gonna say, man, you better just throw him in and he'll learn. Interracial couple, no, I want them to learn the technique, really want them to have some goggles on, all that kind of stuff. They're gonna walk you through it. I'm just telling y'all, TLC. I'm telling you, whether it's same race, they deal with things differently. Why? You're bringing tradition down from generation to generation. Interracial couples are using the technique because more than likely they met because of their profession. More than likely they met because of their profession. Now they're meeting because of social media. But initially, interracial couples, it was always tied to the profession. Jump in there, TLC. I saw you had your hand up. I see you don't I know you don't agree with me, but go ahead.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't know where you're going with that part. But I saw the real Cigar K's comment that it was different for black women. And when she said that, I started trying to put myself in that mindset. And what popped into my mind was when Halle Berry married the white. I guess he was European or
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know what his nationality is, but he was European. And I just remember all the black guys that I knew were going crazy. How's she gonna marry him? And I was just like, even if Halle Berry wasn't dating a European guy or marrying a European guy, it don't mean she's interested in me. So why do I care? And it just blew my mind at like how upset all the black dudes I
But you
hung
got to
around
remember,
with
TLC.
were
TLC,
over
you got to remember. Remember, she and David Justice, kind of like this Cassie and Diddy situation when y'all listen to the podcast on Thanksgiving Day. Remember, that whole David Justice situation was ugly for her, right? When that ended, that was ugly. But she was also ascending in her profession.
Oh, I'm not judging
No.
Halle Berry.
I'm not saying
I'm
it.
judging my black friends.
The black friends
the
who
males
like, how dare she? No, but here's the deal, TLC. Let's take it a step further.
They were going crazy over
TLC,
it.
let's take it a step further. When she did that scene in Monsters Ball, when she did that scene, and everybody's like, why is Billy Bob Thornton getting a chance to do that? Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of the situation, guys. Look, that's kind of the situation. Now, on the flip side, we watched as Eddie Murphy brought Robin Givens into the game on Boomerang and did the love scene with her. See, Halle Berry. Remember, Halle Berry has been in black movies. She's been in white movies. But when she got naked in Monsters Ball and did that sex scene, right? And remember when she was in the James Bond movie and she did the whole 2-piece bikini scene where she fell into the water and all that kind of stuff, guys.
Came out of the water.
Came out of the water. Then I thought she jumped into the water and went into the boat. But my point to you, I think there is, whether you're a black woman, Indian woman, a Hispanic woman, Latin woman, if you are that woman of color in an interracial relationship where you're with a white guy, let's just assume you're with a white guy, it is different for you because people really want to know, how dare you sell out? The male that's in an interracial relationship, man, tell me how you made it. Tell me how that happened. Right? Tell me what you do, because let's be honest, guys. And here's another, and I want to get into this because this time flies by. When a man gets in an interracial relationship, it's tied to success. People say, what does he do? If a man is in an interracial relationship, how did he get her? What does he do? Must be an athlete. Must be a business owner. Must be this. Must be that. Do you agree with that, Ron?
I mean, I could agree with that somewhat. But 9 times out of 10, it's probably after a divorce. It's probably after a bad breakup with someone of the same race as they are. Mm-hmm. And they do something different. But I do want to emphasize this, though. I know you named other types of races if they're with a white guy, but it's still even more at a higher level of intensity for black women to be with someone in particular that is white. I just think it is more of an issue.
Y'all gonna have to get down in that. Y'all gonna have to get down into the playlist. Go back and pull up that Passport Bros video.
Because when you look at levels of things in this society, I don't know how it is worldwide, but in this society, those other races don't see themselves as anything close to being black. So why would they should be with someone white? Someone black should not be with somebody.
Now, Rhonda, you're making the point. See, I'm agreeing with you. I told y'all get down into the playlist and go watch the Passport Bros. What race of men started Passport Bros? Because here's what happens, guys. Black women love at a different level. I can say that. This is opinion. Black women love at a different level. Black women are carrying more of a burden than most women. Okay? Because let's be honest, guys, in this country or any country you go to, very rarely do you find a country where black women hadn't been affected more by oppression and that kind of thing. If there was any oppression, the black women got it even more. So, Rhonda, I get you there. I'm not discounting that, but y'all got to understand, this is why we did the Passport Bros, because it's now black men are even walking away. And remember, they're not going to a country where there's quote unquote mostly black women. They're going to Europe, or they're going to Southeast Asia, or they're going something like that. They're not going to get another derivative of black women. They're going to another culture that's learning. I think the days of women being domesticated, fellas, y'all got to forget that. In America, it ain't happening. She's not marrying you to wash your clothes and cook your dinner, right? All that is over, right? And I think one of the things why a lot of people are looking at interracial relationships, again, guys, we got to get to this tradition thing, TLC, and I want you to jump back in there, right? Interracial relationships. I'm gonna go there, TLC, because I really want to get your opinion on this. Most interracial relationships, again, social media now is different because now you just exposed to everybody. You just expose everybody. But before social media, it was your profession is what had you get with these people. Otherwise, you weren't in the same neighborhood. There was different sides of the tracks, different neighborhoods. When you left work, you went home. Well, now everybody living in the same neighborhood, everybody going to the same school, everybody playing for the same team, everybody a part of the country club. Jump in at TLC. Let me know what you're thinking.
Yeah, that kind of piggybacks what I was saying about being in different cities. I mean, if you're in a small town, it might still be that situation where you on your side of the track and someone else is on the side of the track. But especially in today's world with the internet and all that, you've got a whole broad spectrum of people you can talk to, and they are going to be in different races at work or whatever it may be. So I do think you have more chances to interact with different people. And also, I wanted to say just geographically, I'm from North Carolina. I live here in North Carolina. You have, a large population of minorities here. But, as you go into the Midwest, some of those states, you don't see as many, people of different races. It's all,
Absolutely.
So, I mean, if you're a guy and you're in one of those states, what are your options,
But the only reason you're in that state mostly is because of a profession took you there, took your parents there, and you just stayed. Okay? As long as that profession is going well, you're not leaving that harvest. Okay? And then because you spend most of your time at work, you're going to get with the person who is most comparable to you or most compatible to you from a professional standpoint. The days of saying, I want to leave work at work are over. Once the BlackBerry came out, work never stops. So you better get somebody who understands work. Because every time you open up that phone, that email going, that text going, something is letting you know that you got work to do, right? So I'm just sharing this right now. I just want to go through this real fast. Y'all see the topic of that. Can y'all see that? Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. 15 reasons why interracial dating is the best. I'm going to just go through this, y'all. I got 2 I want to share with y'all tonight. I'm going to just go through this. Okay. 15 reasons why interracial relationships are the best. Now, they got a black man, I'm assuming that's a black guy, and an Asian lady. I don't know what type of Asian, I don't know what type of black. I was trying to get as close to TLC as possible. Now, this is the article.
I'm 101, buddy.
Yeah, don't I know? This is from She Knows. And notice y'all saw that this was from 2014. And the reason I wanted this article was because it was before COVID. Okay? Now, confidence is a turn on. Look at what it says. Most people who choose to date outside of their race are fairly confident because they can't care about what others think of them. And obviously, confidence is hot. Now, I just wanted y'all to see this, Ronda, because I know you're going to eat this up. I know Ronda going to eat this up, so I just wanted to put it out there. Number 2, wild love. It is a lot harder for your man to be bad at loving and sexy time when he's confident about who he is as a person. Y'all turn a few heads. Interracial couples are striking. They garner the wrong kind of attention, but haters gonna hate. You'll get a fair share of positive attention too. Let's keep going. Learn to laugh a little. Okay? Remember what we said now. Is it the key to happy relationships? You're gonna make mistakes and say the wrong things and stumble into a faux pas, and it's okay. Maybe race relationships need a little levity. Interracial couples, they do that. Love that point of view. Surrounded by people of your own race, it's easy to believe that everyone holds your perspective. They don't. Interracial dating will give you the ability to understand perspectives from different races and cultures. And TLC, here's the next one I thought about you. Because remember when we did Is Religion Ruining Your Relationship and the polygamy thing? A religious dimension. Even if you and your new boo come from the same religious background, your different racial heritage will bring a new dimension to your faith. And y'all see, now, I want to stop right there for a second. I want to see y'all face. The interracial couple is what spurred the megachurch. And the megachurch is making it harder for these traditional churches to continue to operate. You go to a megachurch and you see everybody. And now you go to a traditional church and see an interracial couple, they're an outcast. But you go to a mega church and they fit right in with everybody else, right? The mega church was spurred because of interracial relationships. Y'all see number 7, increase options. There's just more fish in the sea when you're willing to consider all the fish, TLC. TLC, you said it in the beginning. You didn't know me and you were going to agree. Hooray for traditions. Holidays are no longer just holiday, right? It takes on an added meaning if you were with a boyfriend born in a different country. You might find your traditions take on more meaning when you see them with the eyes of another person. There's people right now who said, I don't get together for Thanksgiving, so let's go somewhere, right? They're not beholden to the traditional things. It's more than words. You'll learn more about nuances of communication. Navigating different cultures means that you'll turn into an expert on nonverbal cues, tone, and listening. Now, look, I grew up in a black family. I'm going to hit you under the table if you say something wrong. That's the nonverbal you're going to get from me. You're going to hear somebody's foot get stepped.
So you got stepped on a lot, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because I still don't know how to act. That's why I don't get invited nowhere, TLC. I don't get, hey, look, a delicious smorgasbord. We would be remiss if we didn't mention the sheer delight of enjoying ethnic foods. But look, they didn't say soul food. Look at what they said, Ron. Look what they said. Moussaka, tamales, baklava.
No collard greens.
No collard green. No salad green. No oxtail.
No
Y'all see
feet.
TLC. How they missing a full dress hot dog in here? She don't want no full dress hot dog. She don't want no barbecue from Ralph's.
You gotta introduce her to it.
No, you don't. It'll be over. It'll be over. Look, guys, we get in number 15. Number 11, let's get culture. Cultures are fun, especially when you're with someone you love. Learn a new language, visit a new country, enjoy a new holiday. And guys, before I get too far from this don't mean you can't do these things with same-race couples, by the way. There's things I'm doing that I never thought I'd do, okay? But what happens is it happens in same-race couples. We just don't get credit for it happening in same-race cultures. You agree with that, TLC?
Yeah, somewhat. Somewhat.
Ronda, do you agree with that?
I can agree with that, but I do believe if you were with someone of a different ethnic background, you would probably get it more and sooner rather than later.
Okay. Now, look at number 12. This gives new meaning to family. Many people cite their families as a reason they avoid interracial dating. But once a skeptical family surrounds an interracial couple, we swear that the love is basically quadruple. I don't agree with that. I think interracial couples are still shunned by their traditional families. If the family is traditional, interracial couples are never accepted, which is why they thrive, because they don't have the pressure. Once they accept the fact that their family's not going to accept them, they go about living their life.
Yeah,
TLC just said it. I go to a small town, I know where I'm gonna find everybody. It doesn't matter, right? If I fall off today, I can always go back home, and they gonna accept you, right? That's the best part about it. Okay, empowered up. It's empowering to know that you can make dating decisions that you feel are best for you, regardless of skin color or public opinion. Okay, 14 and 15. Let's get this done. Who said anything about taboo? And love conquers all, bro. Look at that right there. Public opinion on interracial dating has changed wildly in the last few decades. Exactly what I said. 8%, this is 2014, guys, 8% of all marriages are interracial. And Americans overwhelmingly approve interracial pairings. TLC, what you think about number 14?
Who said anything about taboo?
Taboo. And look at what they said. 8% of all new marriages. Remember TLC in the previous podcast when you talked about divorce rates? Notice there was no divorce rate for interracial couples, that article. Mm-hmm. They talked about religious couples, right? Non-religious couples. Did we ever see anything about interracial couples and the divorce rate?
Mm-mm. I was going to touch on this after you finish your list.
Okay, my bad.
I was going to let you finish your list.
Okay, love conquers all. Public opinion is against you and your beloved. It's powerful to stand up for what you believe and feel. We all need to learn how to stand up for ourselves, and there's no better reason for courage than love. Rhonda, jump in there, then I want TLC to jump in there.
I think these are some good points, but for 15, what's love got to do with it? And yeah, it is good. It is good to stand up for something you believe in. I think those are some good pointers, you know, if that's what someone wants to do. And I like that 8% because it's
and that's 2014, so you know it's higher now.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10 is higher, so that lets you know that they may have something that may last a little longer than 5 years or 1
Okay.
year or whatever or whatever may happen like in a relationship. But no, I think those are some interesting points. And I'm like, man, if that's what you want to do, then definitely do it. Try it.
Okay.
See
Okay.
what happens.
TLC, jump in there, man. What you think after you seen that article?
The thing that stood out when I saw that article was really tradition. And it's like you could have families that are set in their ways and they teach their children or their loved ones, this is the way things are done, this is the way they're supposed to be. And the thing that comes to my mind is this it was a social experiment, and it's called like the monkey ladder experiment. I might have mentioned this before.
The what?
It's called the monkey ladder experiment.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that's appropriate for the interracial. Go ahead.
No. Well, I'll explain it. I ain't saying monkeys as it. So the monkey ladder experiment, it deals with how people are trained to think and how people are trained to be. But they used monkeys in this experiment. They took
Y'all
4
get
monkeys.
down in the comments. Get down in the comments.
Comment away. But they took 4 monkeys. They put the 4 monkeys in a room with a ladder, and they put bananas at the top of the ladder. There just goes laughing, but it's a serious thing. So all the monkeys try to go up the ladder to get the banana. And when one monkey goes up the ladder, the other monkeys get sprayed with like freezing cold water.
Mm-hmm.
So the monkeys learn not to go up the ladder or they'll get sprayed. So anytime a monkey tries to go up the ladder, the other monkeys jump on the other monkey and beat the monkey up. So then the scientists, they pull one of the original monkeys out and they put a new monkey in the experiment. I don't know what you're laughing for. This is a real thing.
Mm-hmm. It is.
The new monkey tries to go up the ladder because he doesn't know what's going on.
We couldn't have another. We couldn't have another animal for this podcast.
I'm just saying that's what the experiment was, and that's how it was made. I can't make it up. I can't
Okay.
That's how it was made.
No fake news over here.
Yeah, it's real people have real conversations. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. So the new monkey doesn't know what's going on. He tries to go up the ladder, but the other monkeys jump him and kind of beat him up. They don't let him go up the ladder because they don't want to get sprayed. They don't want to get the freezing water on them. So then that monkey learns not to go up the ladder. And then they take another one of the original monkeys out and they put another monkey in and the same thing. Eventually you have 4 new monkeys. None of the monkeys can go up the ladder or the other monkeys will beat them up. But the thing about it is none of the monkeys in this experiment at this point in time have ever been sprayed with cold water. They don't know why they can't go up the ladder. They just know if they try to go up the ladder, they get beat up. And I think that's what happens with traditions in general. You get taught certain things from your family or your peers that you're not supposed to do this, but you're not taught why you can't do this. No one explains the why you can't do this. So then when you go to these other places where there's a new city or new town, new college, you end up meeting new people. You start questioning your traditions. And then you start saying, well, why? That's when you start to say, well, why can I not talk to somebody else from a different race or religion? And then you do, and you don't have a problem with it. And you're looking at your family now like, okay, why do y'all have a problem with me talking to somebody from a different race or religion? And they don't know either because they've never been sprayed by cold water as in this experiment. So I will apologize for the name of the experiment, but that's what the experiment. You can Google it. It's called the Monkey Ladder Experiment. It's on YouTube and
no apology needed. TLC.
It's about, but I mean, it's with.
I'm familiar with the study. I'm very familiar with the study because you're absolutely right. A lot of y'all are doing tradition and don't know why, right? Correct. So I'll give you an example. Going to your grandmother's house back in the day, the candy dish actually had candy in it that wasn't wrapped, right? You had candy in it that wasn't wrapped. Nobody cared that the candy wasn't wrapped. But what do you get taught now, right? Now everybody don't wash their hands, all that kind of stuff. Well, now. Yeah, right. Going back when we were trick or treating, it didn't matter if the candy was wrapped or not. Till people started doing stuff crazy, then your tradition had to change. This is the same thing that's happening with relationships, guys. People are now asking why. We're in the information age. We're not in the industrial age. We're in the information age. Now people are asking why, and now your tradition may not make sense. So TLC, I get it.
And that was my point. I think with social media being there, people have more outlets to actually look into the why. And as people start growing as an individual, they start looking at other races and they start questioning their traditions. And
Well,
I
the
think
more you grow, TLC, the more you grow, the less you're going to see race. Because the more you're growing, more than likely you're growing professionally, and you're growing based on this goal of accomplishing something at work, right? No different. If you go to an NFL team, you go to an NBA team, you go to a Major League Baseball team, all y'all working toward the same thing. Your race doesn't matter. And as you get, the better you get, the more you climb that ladder, your tradition ain't gonna make sense unless your tradition is rooted in being in the. Now, if you're a Biltmore, a Flagler, or if you somebody like that, a Vanderbilt, somebody like that, yeah, your tradition says you up here at the top. So I completely get it. Rhonda, jump in there. I want to hear your part. What Cohen just said before I go to this next article.
No, I mean, I think you should go ahead on and go to the article. I don't want to add nothing. To that part. The M word is a funny word. When dealing with
I'm glad TLC voted up. Y'all get down it. Y'all get.
I'm gonna be obedient and pass the mic back.
Let's get into this next one, guys. This is over here. At Hack Spirit. Now, this is 2020, guys. December 8th, 2020. Now, remember, guys, what I said earlier. Now we're talking interracial relationships, common myths, and 12 amazing benefits. Can y'all see this okay?
Yeah.
I can now.
This article. I mean, look at this picture. I'm assuming this guy's Indian, and I'm assuming she's European. Okay? Notice how it changed, TLC. Notice how, look at the picture difference, guys. Okay? Just like with Passport Bros. Started off with a certain culture. Now, if you look at Passport Bros, it's all cultures. It's not just one culture, right? Article from 2014. Now you move to 2020 in the midst of COVID. Okay? Let's go back to this thing. Now, look at this smile. I'm going to just get to the bullet points for the sake of time. And I want to get this point. Always learning. Your relationship is what you get to continuously learn. Okay? Number 2, you go against the racist grain. Because there's still hate in our world, you get to show people that you are not afraid to go against the grain and be with somebody regardless of their race. This is going to piss a lot of people off, especially the devout types who believe that like goes with like. Number 3, you get to acknowledge all the change that has happened in the world. Okay? Number 4, I got to stop right there. TLC, can you see number 4?
My screen is. Your kids will be beautiful.
Man, look, right? See, y'all see
that makes the opposite, meaning like people have ugly kids.
Now y'all see now they're saying if you with the same race, your kids are not going to be beautiful.
Basically,
you see that's the whole point, right? This is where the article starts going off of this is where the article starts kind of, you make comments like this. Just because you're in an interracial relationship don't mean you're in a superior relationship. Okay? We got to make sure, guys, don't go out there thinking that just because we said are they happier, that you're doing everything right. Because this one little thing, if you getting with somebody because you think your kid's going to look beautiful or they going to have good hair and all that stuff, that relationship ain't going to last. I had to put that in there, Rhonda. I had to put that in there. Now, number 5, you can relate to television stars. This is where this article starts. Y'all see what's happening when 2020 get involved? Social media, all this kind of stuff. You can relate to television stars, right? You're more likely to find a talking cow on television than a couple that is the same color. This is crazy, guys. I want y'all to see this. You get to team up against racists. You get to team up against racists and get your butt whipped. Have you ever fought a racist? They strong. If you racist, you probably strong. I'm just telling you right now, you probably know how to fight and you probably got a gun, right? So you spread the love. Guys, same race couples can stand up against racists. If I'm with somebody who's the same color as me, it don't mean that I'm against people who don't look like me. Okay? You spread the love. Sharing love amongst humans is easier said than done. We carry a lot of hate, pride, and fear in our hearts on a regular basis. But when you're in an interracial relationship, you get to wave the flag of love and inclusivity in fine form. Why am I telling y'all this article, man? This is 2020 in the midst of COVID. Who was president? who had just been elected president. All this stuff that was going on when this article was written. Okay? That's what I wanted y'all to realize when I said COVID blew everything up. Because now these interracial relationships have the risk of being turned into political activists. And now you're purposely making inflammatory comments. Y'all see that this is inflammatory as all get out. Okay? You can encourage others to do it too. Y'all know in ours, in our time, if you were in an interracial relationship, that person never tried to get you to do it too. What is she talking about right here? You can encourage others to do it too. Everybody's relationship is their own business, guys. I just want to make sure we go through this. Okay. Number 9, you can take Halloween to the next level. I can't take Halloween to the next level. Ronda was a green M&M. We can't take.
But if I got a white guy, he ain't gonna be no blackface.
That's true. Now, TLC, your mic hitting your shirt. Your mic hitting your shirt, TLC.
Sorry about that.
No, you good. All right. Now, I just want to get to the number 10. You can experience life from a different perspective. I wanted y'all to see what happened when 2020 came around and why now interracial relationships are a political thing and not a professional thing. Look at number 11. You make the world a better place? Are you kidding me? You don't make the world a better place because you're interracial. You love and respect people. Y'all see how things have gone wrong once 2020 happened and COVID happened? Are you telling me that same race couples don't do this? That's what's happening with interracial relationships now. Is it the key to happy relationships? I said yes. But when I saw this article, if this is what people are encouraging interracial relationships to do, which is to become political activists and to look like you're better than somebody else because you're dating outside of your race, now we got a problem. See what I'm saying, TLC? See how things are shifting now with social media, political climate. Okay, I can't go home if you vote for Trump and I vote for Biden or vice versa. All this kind of stuff is what's killing relationships. Okay? Now, because Ron, I want you to jump in there.
I don't know if you want me to.
No, my article, I just want y'all to see this. Look at it right there. That's where I'm going to stop. This is the first myth. Now I want you to jump in there, Ron. People think interracial means black and white couples. What this lady is saying, no, we done. We done with that.
I know that's what she's saying. That is a myth, but it's really not. If you're in America, the first thing you do think of is black and white. It's just what it is. Doesn't mean that it can't be anything else. But when you say interracial, you typically think black and white because that was so taboo for so long, and in some areas of the country, still taboo.
Absolutely.
If we're gonna be real about it, no, absolutely. I mean, I think it's good that you find these articles to bring up to talk about certain things. But yeah, man, I ain't about to feed into that.
TLC, what you think? TLC, what you think when you see it?
Well, it talks about a lot of myths. I don't agree with a lot of the myths, obviously. And I think that is one of the problems with society is that people hear these myths and they latch on to them. And that's when education and the exchange of knowledge comes into place. Even earlier tonight when I was talking about the monkey experiment, you were laughing. Why? Because we're talking about relationships and monkeys. And it's a known fact that a lot of racist people have compared African Americans to monkeys.
Absolutely.
So you're laughing at that. But I don't think of myself as a monkey. I don't see myself as
absolutely.
That. And I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. So when I was you talk about my dad, he's a doctor, my mom's a nurse. When I was a little kid, my dad took me to the hospital one time. We get on the elevator. I'll never forget this. This white lady was on the elevator and she grabbed her purse. And it kind of upset me, So I was like, what in the world? Lady got off the elevator. I kind of looked at my dad and was like, what was that all about? My dad wasn't worried. He wasn't stressed. He could care less.
He a doctor.
My dad was like, you know what? If that lady would have fell out in the elevator, I was the only one that could save her.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never had that mentality where I thought of myself as a monkey. I've never thought of myself as less, and I've never let anybody treat myself as less. But that comes from education and knowledge. So I think as the internet, you can have the internet, but what are people looking at and what are people taking from the internet? Same thing with people when they interact with other people. What are they learning and what are they getting from other people? I think interrelationships, they're not the key to happiness, but you have another perspective. You have another person you can talk to get some insight from their side of things that you may not be able to get from talking from someone of your own race. But that doesn't mean you have to be in a relationship with someone to get that. You could just meet someone of another race and interact with them and get their knowledge and their perspective on life.
And that's what I would say to you, TLC. I was laughing because I know how people are going to take it once you use that. Once you use that, right? And then when you talk about the cold water, you go right back to the Selma. You go right back to the Selma, march and all that kind of stuff. All this stuff actually happened, right? Right. And then you go back to the Tuskegee experiment and all this stuff just happening. And what happens is I think interracial relationships are the key to a happy relationship. They're not the only key to a happy relationship. What I'm saying to y'all is this. Now they're being forced to become political activists. Now they're getting pressure put on their relationship that they didn't have. And now interracial relationships ain't working no better than same race relationship. That's what I was saying to you guys. See, look at what this article says. Interracial does mean black and white from where I'm from. Right at the end of the day, nobody cared about any other race getting together. If you were black in this country and you get with a white person, if you white in this country and get with a black person, you are definitely going against the grain. Knowing the history of this country, we talking about America right now. You go across the world, same thing. So I'm right there with Ronda on that. And TLC, I feel where you're coming from, right? Your daddy is the doctor in the elevator, and this lady grabbing her purse. Your daddy making more money than her, right? But she grabbing her purse because guess what? Her tradition taught her to grab her purse. Her tradition didn't teach her that this man may actually be a doctor in here with his child. And I think that's what you guys got to understand. The reason why we're having this conversation is now interracial relationships are being pressured to be political activists and be this dynamic that they never were meant to be. And now they starting to see the same failures that same race couples are finding. And you can know the difference. That's why I like when Ronda brought up in the beginning some of her people that she knows that are not happy, even though they interracial relationships. Same thing with you, TLC. So I wanted to just get that in there, guys. I wanted to get that in there because I wanted y'all got to understand when I do this podcast, Ronda and TLC don't see these articles before I pull them up because I want raw actual thoughts from it. Now, it's either going to piss you off or it's going to give you insight, right? It's going to piss you off or give you insight. Or both, right? Or both. Yeah. But that's what y'all got to realize that's what we got to do. Now, again, guys, this is the Black Friday episode, so I can't keep going on and on and on. I want to get those two articles in. TLC, give me your closing thought for the night, brother.
First of all, I want to thank everybody. I want to wish everybody first a safe and happy holidays. You know what I'm saying?
While they out here on these dangerous highways and byways.
Hey, that's it. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning into the podcast and supporting us. My overall take on the thing is that I think interracial relationships, I think there's a certain component up front of them having a certain acceptance of one another, and they're willing to grow and learn from each other's past or different backgrounds. I think that may be a key, but I don't think it's the only key to a happy relationship. So I don't think interrelationships are the key to a happy relationship, but I do think accepting the person you're with and their background and understanding is one of the keys.
Okay. All right. Ronda, jump in there. Let me know what you think.
I could definitely agree with what TLC just said. Yeah, it's definitely not the key, but it is one of the keys. And again, if it's something that you're willing to put out there, yeah, by all means do that. I think it does make the world a better place, but it doesn't mean that you can't also be happy in certain other relationships as well with the same race.
Okay. Now, y'all know I got to jump in here with mine. I'm going to stick to what I said in the beginning. I think interracial relationships are the key to a happy relationship, just like any other relationship is. The only reason why the interracial couple looks happier is because they've gotten away from tradition. The only thing that messes that up, and the reason I put up that second article, is when you turn into a political activist and thinking you're better because you're in an interracial relationship. What made y'all work together was that you said, all right, we're not going to be bound by tradition. We're going to enjoy life based on us growing together, because more than likely you got together because of your profession. And as long as your profession is growing and y'all are evolving, things continue to get better. Now, once you start to judge other people, like this second article I showed you, that's why I told y'all from the beginning, COVID blew it up. Now these people are turning into, if you're not like me, now you got a problem. If you're not like me, your children ain't beautiful. If you're not like me, you don't have the same perspective on the world that I do. Don't let politics and all this stuff on social media and mainstream media turn your good relationship into a discriminatory one. Because that last article I showed y'all, very discriminatory, and they're hiding behind interracial relationships. Why are they doing that? People are seeing that interracial relationships were working. In 2014, 8% were married. Now you know it's higher. Guess what they're doing? They ruining it by making this political component. And if you allow politics to come into your relationship, especially in this political climate where it's either or, there ain't nobody in the middle, your relationship is done, because now everybody you meet, you're going to go purposely seek out people who you think you need to change because you're better than. And that's what's going to ruin that happy relationship. And y'all know what it is, man. It's the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. I'm the Real Cigar Jeff, and y'all do me a favor. Look below in the description. Support the channel. Get the merch. It's right there below, guys. Y'all make sure y'all get that, man. Hit that like button, mash that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications. If you haven't already, get down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Hit that share button, man. Send this to everybody who might be out there. Y'all done with getting that $5 50-inch flat screen TV on this Black Friday. So go ahead and send this to somebody else to listen to. Y'all know I got to thank my panel, TLC. Let them know where they can find you again on the socials.
I'm on Instagram at TL Clayton 1. I'm on Patreon, The Joke I Didn't Tell.
Yes. Appreciate you being on, brother Ronda. Let them know again where they can find you on the socials.
On Instagram at RMBLMBT.
And man, until next time, y'all enjoy your Black Friday. Until next time, we gon' holler. Yeah.
It's your boy JB, live and direct to you. You know what it is. Like and subscribe to.